Ladies and gentlemen, it is a wild, wild energy day today. So I got to warn you ahead of time. I may be acting like a fool and telling some really inappropriate jokes. So, I warned you. That kind of looks like a Martian butthole. Mars asteroid showers have stayed steady over 600 million years. There you go. How about some science? And now I'm kicking it back to the nor'easter / blizzard / whatever is coming up on the 29th that we weather weenie nerds like to really hyper track every single model run. And especially with this thing 5 days out, this is the very latest hot off the presses 12Z GFS. And you can see here that it is still predicting quite a storm. So starting at like midnight on the 28th, you'll be getting a lot of rain for the south in the Carolinas. And then you would be getting snow up into here. And then the low system starts to bomb out along the coast, giving us a rain-snow mix. It continues to bomb out, giving these people about 24 hours worth of snow. And then the bomb out would continue, bringing heavy blizzard-like conditions if this were to verify. Now, there's a chance it'll go out to sea, nothing will happen. But there's a chance this thing will smack New England, New York, right in the face with heavy snow and heavy wind. And so we're watching it. Because I don't know if you know this. This is the 24th of January, and we haven't had a lot of big snowstorms yet. We haven't had a lot of, really hard, nasty, super mega cold temperatures. It's been a mild winter, in my opinion. You can totally disagree. But hey, look at this. This would be a lot of ice along here. And so will we get our first really, really, really big, nasty storm of the winter? Maybe, hopefully. Or who knows? Not hopefully if you don't like snow. But it's definitely winter and it's definitely weather. And we got another one for Cleveland right now as snow is spreading east into all of the region late this morning. The snow will pick up in intensity by early afternoon with visibility below 1 mile at times. This will continue through the afternoon commute. Snow totals are still expected to be in the 2 to 3 inch range. And so, Ohio, Cleveland, just letting you know. And my YouTube channel is like a weird game show where I just put out a ton of videos and hope that it comes back to me in contributions as you guys want me to keep Thor News alive. And, with Mercury and Venus retrograde now, it has definitely been a wild, wild January on top of the fact that I got suspended by YouTube for a week, which was weird. So I've been pinching pennies and my belt is tightened. And today is officially Pay Electric Bill Day. So I'll be just slamming videos at you guys all day probably. A peculiar and beautiful solar jet reported by a participant to the Solar Jet Hunter project. Plasma shooted fast away and then decelerated it. Plus, some of the plasma falls back to the solar surface in different directions. Now let's look at that kind of close up. The sun is so fascinating, neat, magical, and majestic. Ooh, but who knows? Maybe you're getting sick of me, my shtick, and my shenanigans. I hope not. But it is January, and dark winter is always wild, AccuWeather forecasters warn that in addition to several inches of snow, residents in Denver should also prepare for a noticeable drop in temperature. So put on your booties, buddies and babes. Google illegally used dark patterns to trick users into handing over location data, says an AG or AGs. Oh, man. Also, Mars in Capricorn has timed a well-known geopolitical crisis in the recent past, both in 2001 and 1939. This offered, not as a prediction, but more as a processing tool for current tensions are rising fast. So please pray for peace. The James Webb Space Telescope gets one step closer to working, and if it succeeds, we'll get a lot of cool data, hopefully, and pretty pictures. Evie Kwong talking about how devastating the storm that went through parts of Canada were. Winter patio graveyard after the snowstorm at Barrio Cervecería. Broken gazebo. No! Love you, gazebo! Sometimes life can be cruel. Broken heaters and chairs. But remember, one way to get heat is to cuddle if you got somebody. And remember, technology's magic. Am I right, Rachel? Rochelle? Anonymous was like, hey, Zoom meetings are just modern seances. There's someone who wants to join us. Elizabeth, are you there? We can't hear you. Can you hear us? Speaking of technology, the NASDAQ, cryptocurrency, and all the stock markets are getting hammered today. So much so, Morgan Stanley's like, winter is here. Brought to us by Carl. And remember, we still got like 4 or 5 days left of Venus retrograde, so it's going to be a weird, wild week. Sam Lilio, the 00ZEC, has the storm we're tracking dropping to 947 millibars, which would be like a double bombogenesis, because the definition of a bombogenesis is dropping 25 millibars in 24 hours. So this would be a double bombogenesis. There's now a day 6 lead time. Again, the point of these runs is not the details for deterministic forecast, but rather defining the tail of the probabilistic forecast. It's a wicked extreme tail, man. And, everybody loves a good snowstorm, except for the people that don't. The Bank of Russia has said it's halting purchases of hard currency in a bid to ease pressure on the ruble. In the Ukraine, families of U.S. diplomats ordered to leave as tensions rise and the possibility of a Russian invasion increases. The Kremlin says the U.S. and NATO are to blame for escalating tensions, and the Kremlin sees very high risk of Ukraine offensive in Donbass. I like to tell jokes to relieve tension, and Wonder Woman and Schlubby Spider-Man say Dove chocolate tastes way better than their soap. My fundraiser only needs $826 left in the last 7 days of January to hit its goal. Miracles are always possible, and Astro Fight Club is really, really good to be, so I'm not that stressed out. But these are crazy days, and maybe Bobby's suggesting taking the pink half pill and then the teal half pill. I don't know. We all know, though, it's far out, but one screen grab looks something like a pill for South and North Carolina. Everybody have a good day. And to cap off this visual comedy, here's what she was talking about. You're welcome. And thank you. Bobby's awesome. Hey, we're dropping nerd facts on your face, says Matt DeVitt. Wow. Southwest Florida was colder than Alaska this morning with 30s and frost. Imagine that in the future. Now, really, the Anchorage, Alaska would be warmer than Punta Gorda, Florida. Isn't that Punta Gorda? Oh no, Punta. Ireland is like, hey, Russia, live fire naval exercise is not welcome. Hey, Semper Fi to Semper Pi, as a former Marine opens Semper Pi, giving back to military one cheesecake at a time. Man, cheesecake sounds good. How about some snow on your turkey? Yep, that's right. Istanbul, Turkey is getting quite a bit of snow. Like, technically, it's a Turkish blizzard. It's impressive. The Russell 2000 is now down 20% from its all-time highs. So you had Jupiter entering Pisces with Neptune, leaving Saturn all alone in Aquarius. Then you had like Venus retrograde and now Mercury retrograde. And then you had the lunar node switch, and the north switched from Gemini to Taurus, and the south switched from Sagittarius to Scorpio. And there's definitely been an energetic shift over the last few weeks, if you noticed it. Anyway, I hope you're having a great day. Mike Barletta, water show joke missed. Man, the GFS is just too close for comfort for me on I-95. There is a real threat that can keep ticking west, and he will explain why. Also, never a good sign to be in the bullseye 5 days out with a system that is moving around on modeling. And the latest modeling has it ticking west. Basically, like, this is when Jupiter entered Pisces before, leaving Saturn all alone in Aquarius. And I was like, you better sell here. And then I was like, you can buy again when Jupiter retrogrades back into Aquarius, which was here. And then I was like, you better sell when, it's about to be Saturn alone in Aquarius again, which is here. Which is, I guess, the McDonald's golden arches. So, but what I don't understand is when the people who are just like hodl the whole time, why is it better to hodl here when you could have sold somewhere here, and then you could buy back down right around here, and then you could hold till here, and then sell here, and then you can buy again in March of 2023. That was always my investment advice for crypto people, but I don't know. They're like, nah, I'm just going to hold the whole time. I was like, all right, you do you, man. I've invested everything I have into Planetary Defense. And right now, that's an interesting bet. All right, we're wrapping this one up. But yeah, we'll be continuing to hyper track in this thing. Mike's weather page. Lots of buzz about next weekend snow for the Southeast. Not a lot of confidence yet to make any bets. Could see things setting up for a bigger nor'easter. However, from deepening low forming over the Southeast Atlantic, cold on the way for the next weekend regardless, then maybe a warm-up. And so I hope you are staying cool during this dark winter 2022, keeping hope and humor alive. And I'll be bringing you the newsy. And we're still tracking the JWST and hoping it works. You know what I'm saying? Okie dokie. All right, for the Thor News fundraiser, every single dollar helps, and donation helps, and contribution helps. And big miracles are always super duper welcome. I give you guys my all. But I know times are tough for a lot of people, including me. But if you'd like to contribute, you know how to do it. And I've only got $826 left to raise for this week of January. Thank you again to all the super duper cool people out there. Barbara, Greg, Christopher, Texas Angel, Colleen, Michelle, George, Jania, Wizard of Oz, Andrea, Juan Dragon, Darlene, Henry, Alexis, Patricia, Max, Lauren, Richard, Glenda, Arnica, Light Soul, Dan, Marlita, Brian, Ann, KJ, Change, Nate, Susan, Lance, Nancy, Zacher, Mars Fool's Gold, Travis, everybody out there. You guys are awesome, and I love everyone. And it was only like 55 days to spring. So hang in there. Things will get better. I promise. All right, stay cool. God bless everyone.